It's been one day since I last recorded, so today is Friday, March 20th. And I promised you I'd show you my survivor stitching. So when I picked up Move Forward to work on for the purple tribe, or purple individual, whatever we want to call it, I was like, I was right here in the L somewhere. I think I definitely had the tall part of the L, but definitely not the whole short part of the L. So I did the rest of that. I irritatingly ran out of thread a mere 6 stitches before I could complete filling in that band, so that's annoying. But like, it's okay because there's 4 stitches over here, 4 stitches here, 6 stitches here, and then the rest of it is these triangles and then this part of these doodads. So what I'll probably do is like pull, well, my threads are really long right now, so what I'll probably do is like pull a thread, cut it in half, loop start it, do this here, and then with what's left, well, but over there, do these stitches, and then what's left, I'll like fill in one of these or 2. And then I have to do that 3 times, I think. Well, wait, no. I have a blue one here and here too. So, yeah. So I'll probably, but the next time I pick it up, I should add more green. The green is literally what's killing me in this piece. There's only 3 colors left. It's this blue color, white, which fills in this and all 4 sides of this, plus white, you can see it here. It's in here, and then it's in all of the colors here. So white is the last color that I'm going to do because I want to be able to carry my white floss all the way through, so I need to have all the triangles done first. So I need to do more green the next time I pick it up. And he's being a pain in the butt. So that was actually 270 stitches on that, which was more than I, had said I was going to do. But like Sir, could you just decide where you want to be? Go lay down. It was more than I had said I wanted to do, but like I had that strand going, and so I was like, let me just finish the strand. So then I picked up Beachcomber. This is my project for the teal tribe / teal individuals at this point. And I finished off the sea lion. Although I gotta check, there might be some backstitch on his face for whiskers, but when I picked him up, I wasn't quite done with the body, but I was almost done with the body, and then I had to just fill in his like little flippers and face and stuff. And that ended up being a total of 210 stitches. And I decided, again, that was like maybe a little bit more than I was thinking I would do for survivor stitching now that I'm modifying, but I really wanted to finish him off. So he's finished. The next time I work on this, I think that I might, I was very excited actually, the darker brown on him color completed. So I got a new color complete. And if I work on the blue for this border over here, I could color complete because there's just a few more repeats of the border, and then there's 4 little doodads. And that comes up to 124 stitches, so I think that that is like the perfect amount to do. And it'll get me a color complete, so that'll be great. Yeah, so that's my survivor stitching, and now I'm going to at least I'm gonna try to get like 2 of the whip into shape walks done. So that's the plan. I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey y'all. Today is Sunday, March 22nd, and I am giving you a little update on this is my whip into shape piece. I'm still very far behind, so this hasn't like grown too much since the last time I showed it. But I wanted to, you can see my dog being a weirdo in the background. I wanted to, Atticus, stop it. Go lay down. I found a mistake while I was stitching this. And so now I am like trying to figure out how to fix it. Basically. So when I was stitching this leaf right here, I was like, oh no, this leaf is like so far away from this blue petal versus what the chart was showing me. It was like supposed to be 2 stitches closer and also a stitch lower. Like that little tip right there should actually be like right here. So as you can see, there's 2 extra stitches in width there and it's 1 extra stitch high. So I was like, oh my gosh, what did I do, right? Like, what did I do? So basically what I did was this stem right here, I duplicated, I believe, this line of stitches right here. This set of 3 isn't supposed to be here. So hence we have the extra height and the extra 2 stitches. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure these 2 were supposed to be right here. So, and this is, so it's an interesting conundrum because in my editing, I can put up a picture of the model so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. I feel like I have 2 choices basically, because like frogging everything from here over, that's not gonna happen. No, we're not doing that. So my 2 options are I can either start putting in the alphabet based on where it goes, you know, based on this border position, the left border position, and then work my way across the alphabet, get to the border on the right side, and then work the border up to the top and back across, right? And then there's like a little thing in the center, a little motif in the center. I would just like fudge the placement of that based on where the borders meet. But, so my concern with that plan is that because this is a stitch too high, my border over there on the right side would then be lower than this border. So then that makes me think I should duplicate the mistake over on the left or over on the right side. Just stitch this corner like that so that the height matches. But then obviously I cannot start the alphabet based off of this border placement, because then, you know, actually, maybe I do that, because, okay, the thought I was about to finish there was, you know, then the alphabet spacing would be off, right? Because I'm going to put the A where it belongs over here, but then the G over there would have extra space. However, well, the G is going to have extra space anyways, if I duplicate the mistake, right? Like the G is going to have extra space because that side is going to be 2 stitches longer than it's supposed to be, which means, you know, the border, well, no. Okay, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I've literally, y'all, I started this process. I started working on my whip into shape piece at like 1:40 in the afternoon. Yesterday, it's been almost 12 hours because it's 1 o'clock in the morning now. And I'm like, I've done some more work because I still had like flower petals and stuff to do. But I was going to start a letter. That was like my next plan. but now I can't until I decide what to do. And so I've been like over analyzing this chart for most of the day. So let me think. But interestingly, one of the things I noticed is that the flower, okay, so like these are the flowers at the end of the border for the left side. Then there's a little doodad here, and then this border is going to start over here. The flower that corresponds to this flower is like a stitch lower than this flower. And near as I can tell, that is either a charting error or an error in the original sampler that Ellen charted this off of. I haven't been able to find a picture of the original. I did a very cursory look on Ellen's Instagram and on her website, but all I saw was the model photo of what, you know, she had stitched or she stitched. So the thing about not replicating the height over there is that not only do I think that would already be kind of obvious, but like that flower is already a stitch lower if I stitch it as charted. So I think I am going to fix the flower, especially because I looked at the bottom of the chart, and the bottom of the chart, they're in the same spot. So again, either the OG stitcher messed up something or it's a charting error. So I think I'm going to fix that flower, which means I think I have to duplicate the mistake. Then I just have to decide if I am going to change the position, right, of the alphabet. And I think I have to. My only thing is that, like, when you look at the cover, there's like over there by where the G is, there's like hardly any space between the G and the flowers. But over here, there's a lot of space between the flowers and the A. I have to add 2 more stitches to that. I don't love that for me. So I don't know, but I'm like stuck. Literally all I can do, the only amount more I can do is this petal here and this petal here. And then I kind of have to decide what I'm doing. Yeah, because the only other thing that would be left to do would be, you know, like, again, center motif, start the border over there, because I do have room I could start it. I have a little bit more room that I could work down. I'm just kind of done with this border. I would like to start working on some letters. So yeah, I am a little at a loss. I think that the extra space over there on the right hand side won't bother me at all. Like having the extra 2 spaces between the G and the flowers is not going to bother me. I am worried that having the extra space between the flowers and the A is going to bother me. So yeah, here we are. But I am working on Whip into Shape. I got video 7 watched, and I am like over halfway done with video 8. And there's 12 right now. So tonight I'm at least hoping to get through video 9, maybe 10. Would be great if I can continue, if I can figure out what the heck I'm doing and I can continue working on this piece, because that's a big if. Yeah, and then I don't know what I will do. I know that I will need to set this down and I'll need to pick up something else because so I either need to go back to, so here are my 3 options after I set this down, because like I said, and I'll probably give you a little check-in when I'm done. I think March video is going to be long. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me. I might look and see if I can put together like a first half of March video first. We'll see. But anyway, so after I decide to be done with this, after I get to either walk 9 or through walk 9 or through walk 10, I will either pick back up the At the Beach piece, because it's sitting right there just taunting me, or I will start the Broadway piece that I keep talking about, or there's a piece, there's a Patreon chart from Bendy Stitchy Design that says people exist for one another. Now, I had kind of forgotten about this. She only released it a couple months ago. It was the January Patreon. But I forgot about it. And then Krista from I think Cloverhop Stitching, stitched it up in like a few days. And so it reminded me of it. And then my husband and I went to see, two days ago, we went to see Avenue Q, performed in Portland. And oh my God, like it was so, first of all, it was so good. It was so good. I didn't really know what to expect based on what I had seen online. It is, so think Sesame Street as far as puppets goes. In fact, there are definitely characters that are supposed to be just like Bert and Ernie and Cookie Monster. Or, well, actually, Cookie Monster, if Cookie Monster and Oscar were combined. But it's all about like kind of adulthood sucking. It is like hilarious. It is raunchy as all get out, but it's also kind of like touching and very relatable. Very relatable. But the whole, this is hard. I don't want to give like spoilers, but also like, what are the odds that like it's not like it's a movie in movie theaters. Like it's kind of a niche thing to go see. So basically, one of the big takeaways of the plot is that the characters started feeling better about their lives when they started trying to help other people. So, that just like, it just triggered in my brain. I was like, what if I stitch that? Now, what's funny is that the full quote, if you get the Patreon chart from Michelle, she says in the chart that it's a partial quote from, I don't remember who, but the full quote is that people exist for one another. You can either instruct them or endure them. So like, I don't think that the spirit of like, I don't know, the full quote doesn't exactly fit the vibe of like, because I guess I'm hung up on the word, like instruct or endure makes it feel like, either you teach them or you suffer through them or whatever. But like the play was more, or the musical was more like, help people out of the goodness of your heart, because like the whole reason we're here is to like help each other. So for me, like the full quote doesn't exactly fit the vibe, but the partial quote of people exist for one another, or for each other. Is that what it says? People exist for each other, or people exist for one another. Either way, that feels very much like what I watched. And then I think I would change. She charted it to have the author, or the person who said the quote, their initials, so MA and then the year 26. I think I would rechart it to say Avenue Q, AVEQ. So I'm thinking about doing that too. Like, I'm just thinking about having all these new starts and not working on any of my whips, except for the whips that I'm working on every week with Whip into Shape and Survivor. But yeah, so this clip has gone on way too long. Again, I think this March video is going to be really bloated. So I might look at my clips and see what I could put together for a half March video. But yeah, so I will shut up now. I'm going to stitch. I'm going to put the Whip into Shape videos back on and finish these two petals. And then we got to decide. Interestingly, also, this border is symmetrical, okay? Like at first I thought it wasn't, because I was like, oh, that flower is off, and like there's a flower on this corner, but there's not a flower on the other corner. And then also on the other side, there's a set of leaves right here, you know, like these leaves, but they're not on this side. So I don't know why a completely symmetrical border would be missing a set of leaves and a flower. So this side is missing the leaves, the other side is missing the flower. I may have to fix that. I may have to add those in, but I can decide that later. Like I can decide that, you know, when I'm much closer to a finish, if I want to add those, if I think that will bother me. I do think that I am gonna quote unquote fix the flower that's on the other side of that border though, because that does, even to my eye, kind of bother me. I can already tell that. So I think I'm gonna fix that. Yeah. All right. Again, I'm gonna shut up and stop talking and get back to stitching. See you in the next one. Bye. Hey everyone. Today is Monday, March 23rd, and I'm showing you my whip into shape progress. I don't know if it was the last clip that I showed this and was talking about my mistake, but here we are. I have added, pretty sure since I showed it, I added more, add more light blue to do. Actually, I think maybe the last time I showed it, I said I only had those 2 dark blue flower petals to do that are all the way over to the right. But anyway, this border is complete as far as, you know, there aren't any more, you know, leaves or flower petals or anything on it up to the point that I'm at. And then I started the letters. And so what I decided to do was, instead of putting this A exactly where it should be based off of the position of the top part of the border, since, you know, we know that that's wider now, I decided to, I know I was saying that, like, sorry y'all, literally have not yawned all morning. And then now I hit record and I'm yawning. So instead of going like straight down from this leaf, I started at the top of the A, counted off this leaf. Instead of going like straight down, I decided to push it back by 1. So what this does is, instead of there being 2 extra stitches between the border and the A, and then 2 extra stitches between that border and the G, there will only be 1 extra stitch between this border and the A, and then there will be 3 extra stitches between the G and the border over there. And I think, you know, based on how this is spaced already, I think I will be happier with that. I kept the vertical spacing the same. So I think what that means is that when I get down to the bottom, there's either going to be an extra space or 1 less space between the bottom row and the border. I don't think I care about that. There's so much, you know, empty space in this pattern that I think it's going to be fine. And I am going to fix, I don't know if I said so, but the flower that repeats over there, I'm going to fix it. So I didn't quite catch up fully for Whip into Shape. I have 1 video left as of right now. So I did manage to get basically updates 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 done. And it's very tempting to bust out that last video. But I think I'm just done and want to move on. So yeah. And for moving on, Y'all, for moving on, I am going to start, I talked about starting that People Exist for One Another chart by Michelle Bendy-Stitchy. I am going to do that. Yeah, I picked out an orange fabric because the logo for Avenue Q is orange because it's like the subway, it's like a little subway station like symbol, and it's orange. And I saw a piece of orange fabric in my stash that wasn't like pumpkin orange, you know. And then I picked out a really, really, really deep purple floss. So I'm gonna start that. It's only like 2,700 stitches. I don't think I will finish it. You know, but you never know. Like, stranger things have happened. But yeah, so that was Whip Into Shape update. And now I'm gonna go start. I don't think I'm gonna stitch very long. I think I need to go get back into bed. My dog woke me up after like 4 hours of sleep, insisting she needed to go downstairs. Don't know why. She just does that every once in a while. Thankfully, not often, like every couple of months. Just all of a sudden, she's only been in bed for a couple hours and she just absolutely thinks she needs to go downstairs. But I had only been asleep for 4 hours. So I don't know. We'll see if I could get some more sleep. But yep, I am at least going to get that project loaded up on the Q-Snap and ready to go. And then I'll probably work on it at least until today is Monday. Survivor is on Wednesday, so I can work on it for a couple days and then see what happens. All right, see y'all on the next one. Bye. Hey, y'all. Today is Tuesday, March 31st, last day of the month. And this is going to be my last clip for the second March vlog. Y'all, okay. I have been like, I feel like the reason why March had to get split into two is because then like I was just recording too many clips. And this is what happens when I change projects frequently because of the Survivor and Whip Into Shape stuff. So, and then I was just like being wordy. So I think going forward, and this was my intention, and then I just like, I don't know. But going forward for sure, I'm just going to show my Survivor stitching and my Whip Into Shape stitching at the end of the month, one time in the last clip. So that way, hopefully, I don't get these like super long, need to be broke up into two, you know, vlogs. But here we are. So I'm pretty sure that I said at the end of the last clip, I have no idea anymore though, that I wanted to start Exist for One Another, which is by Bendy-Stitchy. And I did. So this is the orange fabric I was talking about. It's kind of like darkening a little bit in the camera right now. It's much more vibrant than this. And I'm using this purple floss by Brennan Nettle that was not named, but I really like it. Yeah, I know that I'm like, I think I'm over 30% on this, pretty sure. But yeah, I've gotten this Quaker done, that Quaker done, that doodad done, People Exist, and then I think that is like half of that Quaker. There's a bird and another motif here. I think I would like my goal to be to get the top half of this done before moving on. So we shall see if I can. It'd be lovely to get that done today before we even roll into April, but I don't know if I will or not. We'll see. We'll have to see how the rest of the day plays out. It's 8:20 in the morning right now, but I've been up since 3 or 3:30. I have to take my dog to the vet today. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Bullet. I've been sort of, I think I started this. I think I did some survivor stitching. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if I showed you my last survivor stitching. I don't think I did. Oh my gosh, y'all. See, and then I was like, oh, I'm filming too much. I'm gonna just stop filming entirely. Okay, so I've been like, in between back and forthing this, right? So, but I started this, got it going. This is how far I am. Let me just show you, because these are the things that are actually out in front of me. I didn't pull the survivor stitching out. I worked on to whip into shape. I got caught up, y'all. I am fully caught up. And so I can actually say going into April, right? Because today is the last day of March, so there's not another episode of Survivor unless Andrew uploads today, which he doesn't usually upload today because today is Flosstube day for him. Then I'm caught up on the whip into shape. This is all 14 walks. I did 3 of them this morning. I was like, just power through, Danielle, just power through. I don't really love doing more than 2 in a row, I've found. I don't know what it is about it that kind of like my brain just really starts to struggle after about an hour to an hour and a half. But yeah, I caught up. When I started this morning, I just had to finish the B. Like I had most of the B done, but it was just like this little curl. And so then I got the whole C and the whole D stitched. And y'all, I was really upset. I was going along on this D and I had to rethread my needle for the last 4 stitches of the D. And then I was like, there was 4 minutes left, 3 or 4 minutes left in the walk. And I was like, I'm not rethreading my needle for anything else. So I ended that walk slightly prematurely. So I did that this morning, but in between, I actually did a little SAF. I had a little start and finish. I truly thought, y'all, today is Trans Day of Visibility. I, however, truly thought it was on Saturday. I don't know why. I was like wishing my friends happy TVOD. And so I started this on Saturday. Technically, I finished them on Sunday, but it was like the same stitchy session, you know? So this is a little, Pride Frog by Stitchy Stark. And it's free on their Ko-Fi. They charted 3 different expressions for the frog. So you can do this one where like his eyes are like closed from exuberance, or there's one where the frog is winking, or there's one where the frog just has his eyes open. And then they charted a bunch of different flags. But obviously, if your flag isn't charted, then you can chart whatever flag you want. And I stitched this for, there's a person who has been like helping us with like housekeeping stuff for about almost a year and a half now. And so I decided that, and they the last couple times they've come to the house, I don't think I'd noticed it before, but they have this really cute little frog hat. It's like one of those hats with like the flappies that come down over the ears, and it was so cute. And then I saw this, I was looking on my Instagram. I keep like a little saved collections for, like, I call it to buy. And I was actually going through that little collection and saw this. I had marked it a while ago, probably last year, either last year or the year before. And I saw that and I was just like, oh, I want to stitch a little pride frog. And I was like, I should stitch it for them. And yeah, so I did it. And this fabric is a 14 count bread and needle Sailor's Delight that I got at Stitch North, I think 2 years ago. But yeah, so I did that. And then just in case I haven't showed you the last round of survivor stitching that I did, let me just show you, because I don't think I did. I'll be brief. Okay, so I picked up Move Forward because there was a double elimination, so 2 people went home. And y'all, I did so much green. I did like 230 something stitches of green. So yay me, please, round of applause. I need a round of applause because it was so hard. And basically, other than, I think there's some green that goes down here, but other than like right there, I've done like 3/4 of the green. I really just have this area up here to do the green in. So next time I work on it, I'm gonna do some blue because I need to finish off that, fill in those 2 spots, and then I need to start making the little triangles. So yeah, I'm gonna do some blue next time because y'all, I did so much green. I did more green than really I had intended to do, but we did it. So yeah, that's how that's looking. It would be really nice to just like finish. I don't think I can finish off the blue. I think there's, in the next round, I think there might be too much blue for how much I really kind of want to do per, session of Survivor. And then because of the double elimination, I also worked on Beachcomber. So that was Move Forward was purple, this was teal. And what I did was I put in these 4 doodads and finished that border right there, which color completed this blue. And then I started on this greeny color over here, which finished the border off there. So now this is basically the bottom of the piece because there's like some little round doodads that go just below it, but that's basically the bottom. And when I continue working on this one, I will probably continue working with this color because there's a lot of this color and it kind of, it will help me count to other places. Either that or there's like 2 starfishy type things, one here and one here, and I could potentially do 1 starfish or both starfish, like maybe just the predominant color from both starfishes. We'll see. But yeah, I got a color complete. Yay! So there, you're all caught up. You're all caught up. That is Survivor stitching. That is Whip into Shape. That is my People Exist for One Another. That was my Saf on the little pride frog thingy. Yeah, so next month is April, and y'all, I'm about to go into the craziest 5 to 5.5 weeks. I leave for New York 1 week from today. Yay, I'm so excited. And then when I get back from New York, I have like approximately a week and a half before I go to Cannon Beach for the Acorns and Threads beach retreat. And then when I get back from that, I have approximately 3 days before I go to Canada for Stitch North. Yeah, so it's gonna be really busy. I think that April could be a very not good stitch count month. I do plan to take stitching to New York. I don't always travel with stitching, but I'm gonna start. I think I'm gonna try to do that bendy, finish off the top, and then I want to start my Broadway piece because I need to get some foundation at the top end, so that I can go where I want to go with it, because it will be super easy to work on in New York because I can take it, but I can leave my tablet because I can consult my phone. I'll actually probably, what I'll do is I'll put the file on my markup on my phone. That way I know like every day my stitch count and I can record it. But then because it's super, after I get like the top border parts in, there's just these like small little blocks, And there's a bunch of them I could do right off the bat that are easy. They're just 5x5 blocks of one color. So I think that'll travel really well, and I won't have to have my special tablet just for stitching. And also, because I'm going to be at a different theater, every day, I could try to stitch the theater that I go to every day. Not going to promise anything, but I think that would be fun, and I would like to do that. So there will be some stitching while I'm in New York, but not a lot of stitching. And then my plan for the beach retreat, I think I'm just gonna take the hands-on design piece that I had started, the pretend you're at the beach, close your eyes and pretend you're at the beach, because that piece is so nice and blocky, that I think that'll just be like really easy, soothing stitching for a retreat. And I'm not really a person that like needs to change projects a lot. I think that I can, and I might take Transpride Tapestry. Well, oh y'all, I don't have it here. I don't have it over here. But I finished almost all my prepped fill-in. Like there's the horn, the unicorn's horn still is empty, but it's because I actually do need to look at the pattern for that. And I just haven't done that at Stitch Group. But like all the prepared fill-in area that I had done is filled in. So I was gonna say I might take that for fill-in, but I actually don't have any fill-in I can do. I need to work on that at home and prepare some more fill-in. But anyway, so I think for the beach retreat, I might just take that one piece and work on that at the beach retreat. I don't actually see myself getting a lot of stitching done at the beach. That might be a retreat that I am not as like plugged into stitching and socializing as I normally am, because I'm going to be at the beach. And I actually haven't been to the beach since like, I don't know, I think I might not have been since like August. Normally I do take a fall trip, but I had New York, and I don't know. I don't think I've been since the summer. So I haven't been to the beach in a while, and I really am like feeling like I need the beach in my soul right now. So I may not spend as much time, like in the retreat as I normally would. So I think I'm just gonna take that. And then I know Stitch North is technically in May, but I think for Stitch North, I know I want to start, I'm starting the Bendy Stitchy Sea Spell, which is the mermaid pattern, with Megan. And then I think I have at least 2 other mermaid patterns that I'm thinking about starting. So I was thinking about just making every day a new start, and all of them on mermaid projects. Yeah, I know that I'm not interested in either of the sort of exclusive designs for the retreat, because I've seen them and I'm not interested in either one of them. There could still be some other stuff that drops, that'll be like just short, very, very short term exclusive for the retreat. I know last year, Ellen from Maximum Cross Stitch dropped like 6 things that just stayed exclusive for like a month. So I'm not saying that there might not be something else a project that I might want to get while I'm there, but I'm actually going to try I'm hoping to not buy too much. I've already so I bought the floss pack for the Modern Folk Embroidery small Quaker thing that he released. I still need to buy that PDF, but I bought the floss pack, and I bought the floss pack for the JetX Stitch I Like Cross Stitch and fabric for that. So I could maybe potentially do my restart of that there too. So I actually don't think I'll take any whips to Stitch North. I think it might just all be new starts / restarts. And then other than my trips, like when I'm here at home, I've just been doing like all the new starts except for these like whip into shape and survivor things. All I've been doing is starting things. So probably if I pull out anything that's an older whip, it'll probably be what I keep talking about. Spring Quaker by Lila Studios or My Home in the Garden by Hello from Liz Matthews. Those are still kind of the only things that I'm even remotely interested in doing. But yeah, so this clip has gone on way too long because I didn't show you anything. But hopefully I think it's fairly balanced out now as far as me doing that, March part 1, and this will be March part 2. But yeah, so that's it for March. We did it. I'm about to have, like I said, this really crazy 5 to 6 weeks, but then things will slow down for a little bit, which is good. I'm like, I need the whole rest of May off, like nothing else happening in May, although probably not, because my dog is probably gonna have to have a dental in May, so that'll be stressful. And my other dog, he okay, tangent. I was about to wrap this up. So I was supposed to take my younger dog, the one who I was telling you about, had the cardiologist stuff, She was supposed to go to the vet just for her normal exam. We take her twice a year. And so I had lined it up. I was like, you're going to have your cardiology appointment, and then you'll have your normal vet appointment. And at the normal vet appointment, they're probably going to schedule a dental. But I was like, I'm not going to let them schedule a dental until after all my craziness is over, However, my other dog, he has been just acting a little strange. Like, I cannot quantify it. Just he's sometimes restless when I feel like he shouldn't be restless. And he's been, he has a bad behavior of sometimes eating poop. We have done a bunch of stuff to try to mitigate that. And he had gotten so much better. And then all of a sudden in the last week, like that behavior has like picked up. That could just be because it's nice out now. Like, who wants to go spend a whole bunch of time in the yard looking for the poop when it's all wet and soggy and rainy? So, like, maybe part of why he got better was just like a weather issue. And now that the weather's getting nice, we're reverting to that behavior a little bit. But also, I have noticed that, like, he tends to do that when he doesn't feel good. And that's not always like we can tell he doesn't feel good. It just seems like he does it on like days where he's off, And then also on top of that, he has this mass on his chest that we've been monitoring for a couple of years. And I don't know, it could be in my head, but I don't love how it's feeling. Like, I feel like it's maybe a lot bigger than the last time he was at the vet, which was like about 4 months ago now, 5 months ago. Like, he's almost due for his next exam. We take both of them every 6 months. And he was due like in May. So I just want to have him checked out. Like, maybe there could be something super obvious, like either in his ears or his mouth or, something, but I just want the vet to get eyes on him. But I'm really afraid that they're going to be like, yeah, let's go ahead and take that mass out. They don't think that it's actually like cancer or anything bad. It's like one of those fatty masses that they can get. But the problem is that just where it's at, it's like close to his leg. And so it could potentially cause circulation issues. So I'm really worried that they're going to want to operate on him, which I really don't want, especially the timing of it right now. But so what I decided to do, because I called the vet yesterday to be like, hey, when can I get him in? And they didn't have anything for 2 weeks. So then I was like, hey, actually, Piper has her appointment, tomorrow. What if we just swap, dogs? Like, Atticus will come tomorrow and Piper will come in 2 weeks. So I'm giving Atticus her appointment today so that the vet can just get eyes on him and we can decide what we want to do about this mass. yeah, I don't know. He's just been being a little weird and I don't like it. It's just one of those intuition things. But so like I said, Piper will almost certainly be having a dental in May or June, because now that I'm delaying her appointment, it might push back a little bit. And then hopefully he doesn't have to have a surgery too. Okay, well, that's it for me. That's it for this month. I will see y'all again in another month. And yeah, that's it. Bye.